Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Please let me know how this sounds. I realized I almost started the stream without a microphone. So I had to grab one from the other room because I've been doing a little bit of rearranging of the hobby space once again. And yeah, so I was slightly mildly unprepared. How are we all doing? How does everything sound? Let me know. Ooh, I should probably turn down desktop audio. It's probably a bit high, bit loud. Let me just move this wonderful cable out of the way so that when we get to building, we can see it all. Hello to Chu and Jimmy and Dan. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you all are doing exceptionally well today on this lovely Tuesday. Yes, it is Tuesday. I had to think about it for a second. It's like, what day of the week is it? My weekend was extremely busy, and so I feel like I'm thrown off a little bit because I didn't I've just been going. It's been awesome. I've gotten a lot done. I'm very excited about a lot of what I've been working on over the weekend, but it's just been going. And it's been good. I'm assuming because no one said anything that the sound sounds good. Hello, Ricky. Welcome to the stream. It's lovely to have you here today. So I'm going to assume we're good, which means that I might pop on this light. That does help a smidge. Ooh, the sun's coming in. Yay. Yay. I'm actually going to put this light over here so it's not directly in front of my face. That's kind of annoying. And then I'm going to scoop myself over here. Hello. We'll do that. Sorry, I didn't mean to wibble you for a moment. And now, well, it's going to be huge. Let's show it to you this way, actually. I got it. It finally is here. I have been waiting. I know a lot of people have been waiting, and for those of you that are in Australia and New Zealand who haven't gotten it yet at all, I'm really sorry. But my game store, I think was I feel like the last game store in my area to fucking get it. Because I saw a bunch of other game stores, including other game castles. Because that's where I got mine. I got mine from my local game castle, and I saw other game castles in my area who had gotten, who had notices of having gotten their shipments, and mine didn't get it until literally yesterday, afternoon, I think, or evening, because I saw it, on the cart still, from, in the, I don't even think they had opened all of it. It was crazy. And so, oh, I just realized, real quick, guys, real quick, Colin, welcome, welcome. It's lovely to have you here. You're still waiting for your Bretonnian pre-order to ship from Games Workshop? Oh no, Jimmy, I'm so sorry to hear that. I don't know what's been up with them. They seem like they've been incredibly slow. I mean, I haven't bought anything from Games Workshop in a while. Like this Old Hammer set is like the first thing in a hot minute. Pretty much I feel like almost since Leviathan that I've really picked up from them, like same like on the release period. But it does seem that a lot of people have had problems with it. Like a lot of people. Just gonna I want to be here. This is where my like thing is positioned, so I'm trying to get I am moving my camera. That's what I'm doing right now. Alright, so I need to do that. You'll just have to have but you won't be able to see your chat as well. There we go. Alright, we'll do that. I could also okay, hold on. What if I no, don't. Okay, no, that's fine. Alright. There. That is better. That is better. Alright. Now, the thing that I need to do, that I didn't actually do, I started to, and then I just immediately jumped into the stream. So give me a moment, everybody. Captain Merchandise, your Bretonnians are arriving Saturday. That is fantastic. I'm so glad to hear it. Yeah, I've been waiting for what I feel like is ever. I'm sure you guys all have too. Let me just take a quick picture with this beautiful thing so I can be like, I'm building it. Join me. Take it. Sometimes my finger doesn't hit the button correctly. That's a horrible picture. This is the thing about being like content creator. You sometimes take a bazillion photos and you're like, that one sucked. All right, there we go. That's better. All right, now I can put a link up on Instagram for people to join me. Even though there's plenty of you, I am sure. It's lovely to have you all here, by the way. I'm sure both what I mean by that is both those of you who are active in chat and those of you that are just lurking, hanging out, listening to me jam. How does the music sound, by the way? Is it good? Are we at a good volume for that? I'm assuming so. Sounds fine? Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure that we weren't bad or too loud. Watch now. No, join me. Join me. Join Dark Order. Oh, I miss Dark Order, you guys. I miss Dark Order so much. Wait, what? Do they actually have a YouTube show? Is it any decent? Oh, interesting. Okay, maybe I will have to check that out like later because I do miss them so much. All right. Yeah, we can go with that. Join me. I have a claw hand going on with how I'm gripping that box. All right. All right. Ads are all out. Now we can actually begin. We can open this beautiful box and start looking at the beautiful plastic inside. Oh my god. First thing that I'm seeing that is just so delightful. Look at them! We actually have templates. Beautiful clear orange. I like that. They didn't, if I recall correctly, oh god, that was a terrible squeaky. I apologize if the microphone picked that up. That was a horrible squeak noise of plastic. I don't remember them being transparent before. Were they transparent?
Yes, not orange.
Oh, were they transparent like green or something then? Oh. Yeah, I just, for some reason, don't remember them being... Okay. I am very amused by my mouth because it's in the orange. And so when I look over at the screen, it just looks really funny. Alright, sorry. I am easily distracted. They put all the horses in a plastic bag. So we've got our knights, or at least the horses of the knights. Mostly just their bodies though, but they're all seem to be condensed into this plastic bag, so that's lovely. Looks like we have one of our characters here. Oh, wow. Okay, this is the thing that I'm super excited about. Look at all the different... Nope, that's the... There we are. There we are. Oh, hold on. Hold on, you're upside down to me. No. I want... No. Okay. Okay, hold on. Alright, this one? Yes. Oh, I don't want to move it. Damn. Hold on. I'm using my laptop and it's... Please select that. I want to move it. Move it back. Move it back. Alright. There we go. Now. Oh my god. I'm just... There we go. It's fine. I'm gonna unclick that. Because I don't want to move it again. Alright, I'm just not gonna touch it. It's fine. I will just keep in mind that it is reverse for you, so I'll hold it this way. There we go. Okay. I love the helmets. I'm absolutely in love with the helmets.
What are you babbling about?
I wanted to flip it.
Okay.
But every time I fucking selected it, it decided, nope, that's not the right one.
Oh, okay.
So every time I selected it, it just dragged it off screen, and I don't know what I was doing.
So what did you want to do?
It's reverse. If I hold them actually the way that I'm holding them, see, it's upside down.
Oh, okay. That's easy enough.
Yeah, no, I just couldn't get it to not, like, I was selected.
Like that?
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you. I need to get a mouse connection with this. Because I fucking hate the trackpad so much. I am an angry person. Only sometimes. Hello, Tarantula! Welcome. Also, Hawkeye951. Lovely to have you here. And then Matt Tabletop. Lovely to have you here. Hi, are your Pegasus sprues also from 2011? You know what? Let's find out, because my suspicion is yes. These Pegasus wings are from 2003. Actually, is that what you said? 2003. I said 2011. I don't know why. I just misread that completely. They are from 2003. That doesn't surprise me. We knew, like, Games Workshop was pretty, unfortunately, clear that they were not redoing the entire line. They're literally just reprinting, basically, the entire line. And we've seen that continue with everything we saw announced for the Orcs. Considering they're bringing back some of the metal miniatures, which still absolutely blows my mind. Like the plastic, like the old plastic coming back doesn't super surprise me, but the fact that the metal miniatures are coming back, like even the resin doesn't surprise me being back, but like I really thought they would have just destroyed or not even had good versions of their metal sculpts left. So we have a bunch in this box, and I want to go ahead and start working on some of it. And I think the best thing to do is to find the guide and see where it just starts, because there's just so much. There's just so much good stuff in this box. Those helmets. I also really actually like the heads of the horses. They have such feathery hair. Like, it always looks a little strange to me, because it does look legitimately like feathers. I know it's meant to be, like, braided. Like, the mane has been braided. And they have kind of thick, coarse hair, but, like, it really looks feathery. Which maybe, you know what? Actually, maybe it's supposed to because of the Pegasus, now that I say that. Maybe they do depict them with... Oh, this is, I think, one of the new guys, actually. Yeah, 2023. So this is one of our... Where's your face? Oh, there you are. Yes, it's this guy. Look at him with his beautiful moustache. Oh, it's such a good moustache. Gavin, hello. Welcome to the stream. Is there a real improvement from the 2003 in the box set? Like, do you mean have their sculpts improved, like from this actually 2023 sculpt versus like the 2003 sculpts? I mean, to be fair, yes, there is some definite quality control. Like, you can see the plastic difference. If you, so if you look at those heads and then you look at the plastic on these sprues, I do feel like you can legitimately see how one is crisper than the other. Like, there's a little bit of a molded effect on all of this because of the way that they would have originally made these. So I definitely think there is a quality improvement from the 2003 to the 2023, but it's minimal in certain cases. And which is why I personally am not super bothered by this being the way that they did it, that just by reprinting things. Now here's, I believe, one of the other new ones. Because these wings, in comparison, wow, that's some... Oh, that's a little... Do you see that scuffing? I think I'll be able to clean it up, but that was just in the box like that. Thanks, Games Workshop. Wow, it's on all of the wings. What the fuck happened? Did they get glue on it? Let me get a little brush. Let me get a soft brush. Oh, there was just some, like, residue on some of the new sculpt for the wings on this sprue for one of the Pegasus guys, like one of the new ones. It's coming off easily, though, so I think it's literally just, like, mold release or something. I don't know. I've just never seen that before. Let's see, does it come off? Okay, yeah, it's mostly coming off. I might need to wash it with a little bit of soap. But yeah. Weird. Alright, so got some of those new guys. Here's one of the old sculpts. Like, yeah, like look at the just patterns on the flat portions of this banner. You can definitely tell, whereas then look at the flat portions on the cape. It's just a smoother finish. So yeah, there's definitely been improvement, but I don't know, there is something to the texture there, I think, a little bit. I kind of like. Maybe it's just because I'm feeling very biased because I've been working with so many metal miniatures and I'm like, oh, they're kind of cute. I like the chonk. And keep in mind too, for context, for those of you that may be feeling a little like, screw you, Games Workshop. I was really hoping for a full, like, brand new line of all of these different factions and everything. I'm sorry that didn't happen, first and foremost. But for me, personally, I did not have the funds or the local community to really encourage me to get into Warhammer Fantasy Battles back when I was originally getting into Warhammer 40k for the first time, which I think I would have really enjoyed because I saw Warhammer Fantasy Battles in the local game stores that I was shopping at back in the early 2010s, I believe it was. But was it then? No, I guess it was the late aughts. I don't know, whenever it was. The point is, as I saw them there, I even looked and thought about getting both Vampire Counts and Tomb Kings and Bretonnians. But my local community just did not exist. It was all 40k, pretty much entirely 40k. There was one fantasy battle player in the community, and that was actually my partner. He was the only one in the entire group of people at this club that played actual Warhammer Fantasy Battle. No one else did. So I didn't feel justified in being able to drop the money on it at the time, but I was looking at it, and the price of a box like this, of when they used to sell it and what they're doing now, they're I feel like they're close-ish in price. Like, I'm not saying they're 1-to-1, but they don't feel like it's gone up that much. I guess the one disappointment is if you really thought they were giving you entirely new sculpts and you just missed when they said that they weren't doing that, then I could definitely see me feeling like betrayed, maybe. But I don't know. For me, I'm happy because I never got to get these miniatures in the first place, so having them now is cool. I guess that's really what I'm trying to get at, is that it's for me, it's just kind of cool to be able to get them for the first time. They do look rad. Man, I have so many banners to paint. I'm so excited. I'm also a little nervous. It looks like I've got at least 3. Sick. Ooh. Okay, so 3 of the big ones. And then I've also appear to have 1, 2, another 3 of this medium-sized one. So there's 3 of these sprues. And they've got this banner on them. And then there's, of course, these small ones, but they're not going to have as much freehand on them, if anything. Like, I might do some stripy patterns down the line. That could be kind of fun. I love their helmets. Look at their helmets. Oh, I love it's this one reminds me of the guy that you run around with in Total War Warhammer 2 with Silostra. Her, like, Bretonnian knight that she has just, you know, doing her will, protecting her because he died with her at sea. Poor man. Poor man. Oh, here are my peasant bowmen. Here are my beautiful peasant bowmen. Look at them, cute. I am doing quite well, the Curex. Welcome. I mean, not really Mercurion. It's not super, like, I guess I kind of have to jump around because I sometimes get bored with projects if I work on the same thing for too long. And so I do actually find that sometimes having multiple is beneficial to me. I have tried to reduce what I do in total because I will admit that last year, sorry, I'm like choking on my own spit. Last year, I do feel like I jumped into too many projects before finishing some of them. Like, for example, my Tyranids I never finished because I ended up not going to that tournament at Games of Berkeley because of, like, I don't even remember why, but there were circumstances that prevented me from ending up going. Oh, yeah. They were still, yeah, I remember why. It's not super important, but, like, I didn't end up going to it. And then, so I'm trying to actually finish them right now because I have a tournament next weekend at a different game store, my local game castle, and I'm going to be playing in a combat patrol tournament. So basically what I would have been doing at GOB, but at Game Castle, and I'm very intrigued to see what it's going to be like because I've only ever been to tournaments at Games of Berkeley or at my local game club back in college, and so I've never actually experienced that many, like, other systems. Like, basically all the tournaments I've ever been in, I've known the people running them. This will be the first one where I don't. So that will be weird for me. I mean, I have Lego projects that I could be doing, but nothing that large. Hello, Peter. Welcome. What has you on the fence specifically about it, Elise? Or Ellis, sorry, I may have pronounced that incorrectly, and I apologize. Nice, Aaron! Are you excited to participate in your tournament? Is this something you do regularly, or is it this gonna be a relatively new thing for you? Oh my god, look at the chunker of a book! It's a thick boy. We now have the big blue book, I believe, as opposed to the big red book of the past. The nice thing is I will say, I do feel like, okay, I've watched enough. I've never played old Warhammer Fantasy Battles, but I have watched a fair amount of mini wargaming do their old Warhammer Fantasy Battles in the various editions, right? So, outside of the Magic phase not existing and being sort of segmented into the various other phases, it really feels very similar. So I'm hoping that the experience will be pretty straightforward. All right, this is my guide to build. And it starts us off with some Knights of the Realm. All right, let's find our Knights of the Realm. And we'll just start where they suggest starting. What is this other stuff that's in here? It's just bases. Lots of square bases. Hell yeah. That looks like all of my like peasants and stuff. Where are my horsey bases? Back there are my horsey bases. Oh, and of course the classic. The classics. I'm gonna throw them on the ground. Generic, ugly, white dice. Do they do? Oh, okay, but these are better. I don't like dice sets where they put the 6. No, is it the 1? I don't like when they do the skull on the 1. I think Tabletop Tactics does this, and I've seen a bunch of other like companies do this, but like it's something that I know Tabletop Tactics does specifically, where they put the icon on the 6, which to me is just makes more sense. Every time I see people playing with like official Games Workshop dice, it throws me off because they'll roll a 1 and I'll be like, oh, you got a 6, and I'll like assume that they just destroyed whatever I've been using, and then I forget that that's a fucking 1 for them, and I wish it was uniform. And so these don't do that. They don't have a stupid skull. It's just numbers. And I'd like, if you're not gonna put it on the 6, then don't use it at all and just have numbers. That's my preference. Well, okay. So I personally think that the quality of these sculpts are fine. There is definitely, you can definitely tell when you're building them, I suspect more so than anything else, that there is an era change. You can definitely tell which ones are older. I'm assuming the assembly process will also illustrate that a bit more as well, because they have definitely improved over the years on how assembly works. However, I don't know. For me, I never got these sculpts previously, so I'm excited. Does it tell me what? Okay, it does not tell me. Well, let's figure it out. Before assembling your miniatures, please read through this carefully. Absolutely not. I know how to do this. Ah, yes, beautiful instructions. Okay, I have to close the window. Hold on, it's blinding me. Blinded by the light. All right, there we go. There we go. I can see again. I can see both the screen. I can see everything around me. Pegasus. All right. I do believe that these are my knights. And then All right, let's organize these. These are the new boys. We can put them away because we're definitely not needing them for right now. The peasants are also all going into the boxy box because we don't need them right now. I am not building the Pegasuses, although they do appear to have put a shit ton of horse heads into these wings, so I'm going to leave them out. Because I don't know if they're they might be my horses' heads, because I think these are the Pegasus heads. These ones with the feathery manes. And so I'm going to put them away for right now. You also go in there. Now, we have these appear to be men on foot, as these are also peasants. All right, lots and lots of peasants to sacrifice for the lady. Oh yeah, I mean, being a player is... It depends on what you're playing. Because, I mean, you can play, like, board games and stuff solo, and there's plenty of, Oh my god, that is a beautiful bird head. Look at that bird head. Don't look at my face. Camera, look at the bird head. Oh, what a good beak. Alright. Okay. Alright. So I think... Are these both the Knight Errants and the Knight of the Realms? Or must I choose? That's the thing I'm not quite clear about. You know, instead of them telling me the things that I need, because they told me that on this, you know, other side of the page, I wish they told me what was supposed to come in the box. So cool. Alright. I like that they give you a build in the back of the book. That's actually pretty cool. Like, to just immediately be able to start running, and they even give them names and stuff. Get our fancy formations and such. Okay. Alright, we have our peasants, which look lovely. Oh my god, we have defensive stakes in this. I forgot about them. The Bretonnian Lord on Royal Pegasus. Oh, I don't know which face I'm going to give him. It's probably going to be the helmeted one, I'm not going to lie. I do. But he does have a great mustache, so I'm not sure. You believe I have 12 knights that you can assemble as Knights of the Realm or Knights Errant. The problem is I don't know which ones are which and which ones are better. Maybe I should do, like, half and half? Is that, like, viable? Yeah, it literally doesn't tell me. So, okay. Let's see. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm inclined to go with the Knights of the Realm, simply because they have the cooler helmets. Maybe I'll do... Maybe... Okay. Does it give a suggestion on the back of the box? That's the question I have. Cool. Okay. We've got most of the stuff put away. Let's look at the bottom of the box. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, they split them, but I can't tell if they did... I can't tell what they did. I'm gonna go with Knights of the Realm. Fuck it. I have made a decision. The more expensive, beautiful Knights of the Realm. Alright. These are our sprues. We need some horses. I'll build some Pegasus soon. Yeah, go with the cooler helmets. I completely agree. I am definitely one of those people that's like, I'm going to build them for cool factor, first and foremost, but not really care about what the rules are because I just want to paint something cool. Alright, let's clip a bunch of horses off. I didn't have any of my tools prepped for me. Why didn't I get everything ready like a smart person? Because I was busy doing other things and not thinking about it, that's why. We will not be using Citadel plastic glue like the booklet suggests, even though I will definitely be using a mold line remover. I do like their mold line removers. The nice thing is I also, like, I have an entire... So, for the Bretonnians, I actually have one of the old Warhammer Fantasy Battle starter boxes for Bretonnian Knights. You know, the big red boxes that they used to sell? Somebody was selling it in my area, and I bought it, I think around COVID? Like, literally, like, I think it had just started or so. Oh, sorry. Here, let me get on camera. And, he was selling stuff, and I was like, I will buy it. And I did. And it was beautiful. Alright, I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the horse together. This will be our test build. As I have not done this in a while with the building mounted figures. Oh, back when they used to do that little thing with, like, grass, like grass stuff holding their feet up.
Ah, you're out of USB ports.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, I was gonna give you a mouse, but never mind.
It's okay. Thank you. I don't need to mess with things now. You flipped it, so that's all that I needed to have happen. Alright, so we got him and these. Let's see how well this fits together. Oh, they are pegged. That is nice. Okay. Not bad. Definitely will need glue. We have some big ol' seams potentially on the bottom. We'll have to press that together tightly. We're gonna have a pretty nasty seam on the top potentially too. Alright, I'm gonna glue the horse together. I assume, for those of you that have built these in the past, I suspect that I should be able to build the horse and the rider separately, perhaps, and potentially keep them separate until I'm finished painting them. I don't know if that's what I'm going to end up needing to do, but I want to see how much he's going to end up covering the horse's legs. But I think that should be doable. Yeah, I did pull that one out, and I have not done anything with it since. Actually, I have. I have done something with it since, because that's where actually the trebuchet came from. The trebuchet was part of that box set. Unfortunately, I do not have the box anymore. Like, I ended up just recycling it because when I moved, actually, to this space, I believe we took everything out for consolidation purposes for moving, because it was easier to pack those boxes into something else, because there was a lot of, like, loose space in the big red box, and instead of filling it, which I guess maybe could have been something I did, but I didn't. I just ended up taking everything out and recycling it. So I don't have that box anymore, so I wasn't able to use it as part of the, like, haha. But I mean, it was the metal miniature, so you definitely were, at least I think, could tell it was from that time period. Oh my gosh, that was almost bad. I almost drank that sideways. Colin, goodbye. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Alright, let's go ahead and get a bit of glue on this sweet old plastic. Alright, and then we're going to do the same thing, but on the other side. Just so we get a nice, strong, healthy plastic bond. So I don't think I have specifically shared it on YouTube yet, but I have bought, with the help of some crowdfunding, my first 3D printer. Super excited. I'm actually in the process of doing a test print right now. And I think it should be awesome. Last that I checked, I could see it and it looked like it was going fine. So here's hoping. Here's hoping. Peter, have a good rest of your evening, sir. I'll see you on the Discord later, I'm sure. And good luck with work tomorrow morning. Hope it's not too bad for you. That's very true. It could have been used as well. The problem is like, if I did that, if I kept like all the cool like box toppers and all that kind of stuff, I think I just end up having way too much of an accumulation of cardboard, honestly, and I would go nuts. I don't think I could do that. I got an Eleglu Saturn 3 Ultra is what I picked up. And so far, I'm quite happy with it. My first print had a failure, which was not super surprising to me. I kind of expected to have some sort of failure. It actually got itself stuck to the FEP beneath it, and like failed, I think, like 10% of the way in, which I think may have been a temperature problem. I was doing it at night with the Chaos Cultist, and it was like pretty late, and where we have the printer set up, we have some big doors that go out to a porch, and that way we can ventilate it pretty easily if we feel like it's getting too smelly or anything like that. And especially since we have cats and everything. And I don't know if because we had the doors open when we were getting things prepped, if that like lowered the temperature enough, but it just had a failure. We did some minor adjustments to the cure time on the like base plate, and that seemed to fix it, and our second print went perfectly fine. So we're doing a third test print of something a little bit different, something a little bit more complicated than the little chess piece that they do, because they have multiple chess pieces. They have the rook. If you're familiar with Eleglu, they have that little rook that you can print. So we did that. That's the thing that failed, and then we did a second one. And then, but they also have a line of like demon-themed chess pieces. So I'm printing one of those right now. It's the king. He's got big horns. I'm excited. It definitely wasn't that cold. It definitely wasn't below 25 Celsius. I'm in California. I don't think it's going to get quite too bad, but I do think it may have been that combined with I don't know if we had our setting correct for the I don't know if we had the setting correct for the cure time on the base plate necessarily. Greetings, Stephen. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I don't think it was our leveling. I was pretty confident with the leveling process that we ended up going through to get that set up. So I really feel like it was a temperature thing, because like I said, we adjusted that setting, but we did not adjust the leveling, and afterwards it worked fine. So feeling pretty good about that. All right, this is looking pretty nice so far. I think it's sealed together well. We're pretty decently aligned. Let's do some cleanup. Man, back when some of these models had some much more intense mold lines sometimes. They're easy enough to take care of, especially with the mold line remover. Like, I really stand by this tool quite a bit, maybe more than I should, but I really do like it. Yeah, not bad at all. Yeah, it's looking pretty decent. There's another one of those nasty little mold lines. Right on a really blatant seam. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Games Workshop. Oh, 25C is 75-ish? Oh, okay, sorry, my... Oh, my bad. I didn't realize. I don't know the conversions of Celsius to Fahrenheit, I guess, as well as I thought I did. Alright, I'm gonna get my sanding paper. Go. It's some, like, great marks where I think the plastic scratched against other pieces of plastic. So I'm just cleaning that up. Ah, we have a nice mold line on the tail that I think we can tidy up a little bit, smooth out. And then a little bit on the seat, where the seam's connected. Easy enough. I mean, hell, we may not even end up seeing these, but I do want them to be flat in case the guy ends up sitting against them, like the knight that rides him. Even that out. Hello, Sir Abomination G. Welcome. Hello, also, Kraut Guy. I believe, hopefully I said that correctly. Lovely to have you here. The problem is 3D printing is still quite time consuming. So if you were trying to make it like a business out of it, I'm not really sure you're like actually full on competition for Games Workshop yet. I mean, don't get me wrong, there have been some printers that seem like they're getting very quick, like the Anycube M5S, I believe, is touted to be like very fast with its printing in comparison to some of the other brands out there. But I don't know how, I don't know if that's still faster than the warehouses or the factories that Games Workshop has producing theirs. You know what I mean? One day, though. One day it might. One day it might actually really impact Games Workshop a bit more. Perhaps make them try a bit harder. Although they try decently hard, to be fair. Not with everything, but I think with their sculpts they're doing some pretty fun stuff. You know, these just are old sculpts. Because we're in the old world. That's what I assumed their excuse was. They were like, the executives at Games Workshop were like, nah, we don't need to update them. This is the old world. They're getting the old sculpts. And they'll like it. And I'm like, yes, I'm nostalgic and I never got these previously. Thank you. So yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm sorry. I'm the problem. I am the problem. Where's the brush I was using to dust things earlier? Brushy brush. Brush that I was... There you are. You're just buried under all of the stuff that I have here. Alright, I'm feeling good about the cloth. That's really the main thing I wanted to clean up, just because of anything on the horses that I want to be smooth. It's the fabric in the shields for when I paint the design on them. I will Do a little bit of sanding on the bottom here, just in case it's a little visible. Because that's kind of an ugly seam. But I doubt it'd probably be very visible at all. I'm just being anal. I'm just being anal because you're watching, and I will know that you'll know that I didn't do it. And then I'll know you judge me. I definitely think that GW needs to try harder with their online store. That I agree. Like I said, there's definitely some things that Games Workshop leaves to be desired. Their sculpts, though, I just don't think are one of them. That being said, I am excited to use the 3D printer to print some, like, other stuff. There are fractions involved in that, which will make that difficult for me to remember. Math was never my strong suit, despite taking AP Calculus and getting, I think I got a 4 on my test, and then I immediately forgot everything that I learned as soon as I was done with it, because I got accepted into art school, and I was like, fuck it, I will never need calculus again, and all of that information left my brain. It was glorious. It was like a magical mist being pulled out. I think Zinch stole it. And that has nothing to do with your temperature or the conversion for temperature calculation. I'm just letting you know that math is not my strong suit, and I'm going to use the classic artist excuse for as to why. All right. Okay. This is looking good. I'm happy with our horse, our majestic horsey horse. Ooh, that is a kind of ugly seam near your butt. I want a seam near your butt. That would be bad, horsey. Let's see if we can grind that away a little. Why would they put a seam there? I think I remember that seam on literally the other night that I've painted. I can't wait to do like a bunch of different designs on these guys. So I've done a red and black design. I'm going to definitely make one of these guys have the blue and red design like the trebuchet, so that this is a, you know, the knight that maybe either works for the lord that commands that trebuchet or is the lord that commands that trebuchet. That should be cool. Definitely gonna do one that's purple. Basically what I'm saying is I can't wait to make them be very sports team. Like, literally everything that Games Workshop makes, because, good lord, do they really want to make everybody just a sports team. Just look at the Space Marines. That's why they all have, like, a 2 or 3 color tone palette. It's 'cause they're... I know we thought it was the orcs that were the soccer hooligans, but it's literally all of them. They're not all hooligans, but they all are soccer people. I'm just rambling at this point, can you tell? I think it's more likely that we may just see eventually, like, I don't expect there to be one singular company necessarily that's going to be like the 3D competitor as a whole to Games Workshop. I really feel like the competition for 3D printing will come from the independent creators and how disillusioned GW's consumer base becomes. It's really a matter of like how much do the corporations drive their consumers into buying STLs and printing their own stuff, a la, say, one-page rules, or, you know, I mean, hell, even what Mini Wargaming is doing with Ravage Star, like, because I think you can print some of those if I'm not mistaken. And so, yeah, I feel like I don't know if there's gonna be like one big company that's gonna be able to do it. Maybe My Mini Factory or Only Games, because they're the same company, their parent company. I think Only Games is the child company of My Mini Factory, and they do they provide more of a printing service, whereas like my mini factory, I believe, is more the STL side of it. So maybe a company like that, but I don't think they're anywhere near that, unfortunately. Charlie, I might do some plaid on some of the horses' blankets, but definitely not all of them. It'll depend on. I might do some on like the fancier knights. I mean, these guys are the Knights of the Realm. They're gonna be pretty fancy too, but like some of the Pegasus might get some of that extra treatment. I hope so. I hope the independent creators end up leading the way with that. I mean, I feel like there's already a small boom in it, and I expect it to continue to grow as a lot of these printers become much more affordable, much faster, and people begin to just become more confident with, yes, this is a toxic thing that could kill you, but if you just treat it safely, you'll be fine. I do think like that will slowly sink in as a whole, and people will get over that fear. But it'll be interesting. I will be right back. I'm gonna go grab a refill, and then we'll continue working on this knight that I've been taking forever to build. I'm sorry. I'm just being very particular about my cleanup because this is my test one, and I'll feel more confident after I'm done with it. I also will not lie, I kind of want to go upstairs and just check to see how my print's doing because I'm paranoid. So I'll be right back in like 5 minutes. See you in a second. All right. I'm actually going to put you guys on the be right back screen because my cats have decided they want food and I want to make sure that they get fed because it's important that they eat. So I will be back in just a moment. Colin, hello and good evening to you, sir. I hope your evening is going well. We will continue this build in just a moment. I'm just going to be a little bit longer and I didn't want to like leave you guys just sitting here. So I'm going to put you on the be right back screen and I'll be back in like 5 to 7 minutes as soon as they finish eating. All right, alrighty. There we go. Hello! I have returned. The cats have been fed now. They are very grateful. And they are very good kitties. Alright, I think this horse, of course, is looking good. So let's go ahead and get his head on. I believe are entirely in this bag. Get our wings out of the way, stick them back in, and we'll dump these heads of horses out, which I feel like it should be like a joke. Insert joke here about The Godfather. Isn't that where the horse head ends up like in somebody's bed or something like that? I don't know. It's been a long time. I do like the chainmail horses, I will admit. You know what? This horse is a good horse. It has a shield on its forehead, like a proper horse, so we'll do that. Because this will be a very fancy night. Let's clean up our seam lines. I had a split second of panic of going, did I unmute myself? I did. I did. I mean, that's unfortunately an internal conflict of every entertainment business, especially modernly. Video games, Games Workshop, Dungeons and Dragons, so basically literally any Wizards of the Coast product. Did I mention video games? Because it definitely is a problem there too. Yeah, it's a big problem. Gently file away that seam line. That's right, that's what it was. So yes, okay, good. I'm glad I at least was like getting the right movie. This looks good. Let's brush it off. Smooth it a little bit with our finer sandpaper. Let's try not to break the ears, Angela. Okay, that looks good. Now we have a little bit of a seam on the shield, which is very unfortunate. Like, what a shit place to put one. Oh, I did clip his ear a little. Alright, well that's fine. That is fine. Still looks good. Yeah, honestly, it still seems fine. I did nick it very slightly on the very tip with the mold line remover. That's the one thing about it that I've found that maybe doesn't happen as much, and you guys can tell me if you're using an X-Acto, but I do kind of clip things sometimes because I'm not paying attention to which angle I'm holding it. And then I'm like, oh, oops. And there goes an ear. There goes a finger. Just losing the little limbs that stick off of us. Thank you, Steven. I appreciate it. No problem. Well, I was away for a little bit anyways, so no worries. Hope you're doing well. Hope you were able to do what you needed to help your brother. Alright, that looks good. Let's get rid of some of these seam lines on the bottom. There we go. Oh, he's got a weird seam right on his little horse teeth. Oh my god, I just realized what I have to do. I just realized something that I have to do, everybody. One of these knights must be Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And then he must, then what? And then it made me think of Adam Page's horse, who unfortunately is no longer with us, Hunter Horse Helmsley. And I want that to be the horse's name. Because it will just crack me up. Oh my god. And I'll do 3 H's in a very heavy metal theme to make it look sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Can you guys hear? Hopefully, I don't think my mic is picking that up, but let me close this just in case. Alright. I need to do like a triple H design for an emblem. No, emblem's not the right word. Herald. No. Yes? Heraldry. For his heraldry. And I'll do it in very like heavy metal style. Oh, I should do it. I should do the H in a style like oh, what's the band he always uses? Although their band, I don't know, they don't do super heavy metal text, I don't think. Maybe I'll still end up doing it like that. What is the band that does all of his entrance music? Motorhead. Rest in peace. Lead singer, who is no longer with us, who I'm blanking on the name of. Lemmy? Is that correct? That feels... That's what's in my head, but I don't know if that's actually correct. Cleaning up the tail a smidge more. Okay, the legs look good. A little bit of a seam line there. And I left a little bit of the seam line there for some reason. Probably because I just wasn't paying attention enough. I was too gabby. Just chatting away. There we go. Lemmy. Okay, I was correct with Lemmy. Good. Hello, Overlord Tweak. Welcome. Well, that's what I think I should do it in. If you have a suggestion on which Motorhead album's art I should maybe try to mimic the text style of for my Hunter Hearst Helmsley Knight heraldry, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just like look it up and probably use one of the ones for literally the 2 songs that I know definitely he used as his entrances. Oh, I don't think... Did I ever pick a horse head? I did. I was cleaning... Not that one. There you are. That's what I was doing. I wasn't working on your body at all. I was supposed to be working on your little face. Your cute little horse face. And then I got really distracted by Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Hunter Horse Helmsley. Because, God, when they make fun of each other and they, like, do it in a wholesome sort of way, it is the absolute best. Alright, let's get rid of this little bit. We will rough this up a smidge, cleaning that sprue piece away. And not because it's going to be visible or anything like that. Mostly, I just want to get some grooves into the plastic so that when I put the glue on it, kind of settles into them and gives it a little bit of a stronger seal. All right, so we do need to I wasn't sure if we were going to need to do this, but it does look like we're going to need to do this. So this has got a little bit of an unevenness because these two pieces, while they fit together pretty well, and I actually got a pretty good, easy clean upable seam here, it did leave a big seam in this neck area. So let's see if we can take care of that and smooth it down maybe a little. Even them out. I might also be able to melt them together a little bit more too, which I am gonna try, especially since I'm seeing a little bit of a gap down here. Let's get the glue in the neck. Okay, that is pressing it together better. Great, we're gonna hold it. No, well, the Motorhead night is not because of my, like, fandom of Motorhead, even though I do like plenty of their music, but it's mostly because in pro wrestling, there was a joke made by a pro wrestler, and he named his horse Hunter Horse Helmsley because he was making fun of Hunter Hearst Helmsley, also known as Triple H, and his very first... that should be the color palette I go with. His very first gimmick when he like went into the main like WWE scene was he was the Hunter Hearst Helmsley, like called that. And the reason he was called that was because he was a blue blood like noble, like son of a noble, and he did like the frilly shirt and all of that. Later on, of course, he became Triple H. That's where the three H's came from. But, you know, obviously he didn't want to be called Hunter Hearst Helmsley anymore. They just, I think, used Hunter mostly. But it all ties together. And that's why I want to have, and Motorhead does Hunter's, was friends with Hunter, like the Lemmy, sorry, not Lenny. Lemmy was friends with Hunter, and he let him use their music, like his band's music, as his entrance music, which is really cool. And so the reason I want to have the Motorhead logo or the font as part of the work for it is because of the connection to pro wrestling, which already makes a horse joke. It's very complicated, as you can tell. Alright, I think this feels smoother now. Definitely on the top looks like it. I'm gonna briefly tap this down. How much of a gap am I getting? Not too bad, but I am still getting a little bit of one. So let's go ahead and see if we can refine this. All right. All right, I think if I just press down, I can get a pretty decent seal now. So let's flood it with a bit of glue. Good. Now let's flood the other side with a bit of glue. And if need be, I can probably mix up some sprue goo to fill in anything if I do feel like I'm getting some nasty gaps or anything like that. So I do have a little bit of one at the front. But I might be able to just press it out. Okay, I'm just gonna put a lot of pressure on this horse for a moment. Oh yeah, he's currently in charge of the company, which is pretty cool. Oh, that gave me a really nice seam, actually. I don't know if I'm gonna have to use any sprue goo. Let me just seal this a little bit more. At the very, very front of the neck, there's a smidge of what looks like a gap, but I think I just solved that problem. Good evening, Firebend. Welcome. All right. One final addition of glue and pressing. Good. That feels great. All right. Look at our little horse. Oh shit, that gap came back. Okay, well, I guess I need to keep pressing then. Alright, let me redo that. Press. For the benefit of clamps, the problem is I don't think you can put clamps on a sort of weird shape like this. So I'm just gonna hold it. Arrgh. I'm going to be making the knights up in a bunch of different colors, and then the peasants are probably going to stick kind of with what I did like on the trebuchet peasants, where I use a lot of browns, yellows, and light greens, with maybe a few lighter blues, like some gray blues in there. But definitely will not be using any reds or purples on the peasants. That is predominantly going to definitely be on the knights. Because those are more royal colors, more expensive colors. You stay sealed, horse. You stay sealed. Just literally watching glue direct. Alright, maybe I will have to use a little bit of sprue glue. Man, the other side stayed sealed really nicely. Alright, well, that's fine. We have a bunch to be able to do that with here, and actually I have... Which of these is more dead? Don't fall out. I know you're overflowed, but just chill out. Well, you're sealed. So we're gonna go with this one. Probably shouldn't just dump the whole thing in there. That might be a little much. I do have some elastic bands. That might... Well, let's see if I can get it. I'm worried that it's gonna... Do I have some elastic bands, actually? I don't know how stable they are, or how elastic they still are. Oh, actually, I can probably use these ones. I have paint on them. I don't want to risk it. Oh, yeah, it's gapping real hard. Ooh. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it tight enough, and I'm worried I'm going to break these snaps. It's fine. I'm just going to make a little bit of sprue glue. Let me just grab my palette, because I don't want to make too much of a mess, and I don't want to wait. I'm afraid if I put it all... Ooh. If I put it all in there, it's just going to dissolve away. So we'll make some right here on the palette. Just going to let this melt. Hair ties is a good idea, actually, to be able to, like, wrap around things and be able to seal. It's a great call. Alright, we're getting the goo starting to form. Melt, my pretty, melt. Let's see if we can start filling in this gap. Blue and oranges would be cool. I definitely will probably do one of my knights up like that. I think I'll have a better idea of what I want to do once I fully decide how I want to do their emblems and what I want to base it off of. Now that I have the idea for the Hunter Hurst Helmsley knight with his Hunter Horst Helmsley, because he's just really obsessed with like his own legacy and name. But of course this is his horse. I think I might see if I can like theme them literally all after pro wrestlers. That would be kind of fun. It's a little bit like I'm a little hesitant to do it only because I've done this in the past, not with knights, but when it came to my Blood Bowl team, the Necromantic Horrors, I based them off of Dark Order. Alright, the goo is working. It's doing its job. Let's go ahead and just fill in this little gap here. Let's brush tip applicator. You wouldn't be able to do this so cleanly without it. Seriously. So good. Yeah! Seam sealed. And I did go ahead and drop the sprues in the glue, as you can see. So those will start melting and we'll eventually get a nice paste once we've added enough in. I kind of decided to do it for this one because as you can see, I've already dirtied up this particular glue with some sprue stuff, as well as just, I think, some paint residue in there. And it's low, so I think this will work out well. It's going to take a while for those things to melt. And they are currently stuck to the bottom of the glass, which is really funny to me. But that'll be good, and we'll just keep adding some sprue in until we've got a nice, really gooey paste to be able to use with it. Oh, I definitely, so I have the bases here, and I actually want to test and see how much how much room. I'm actually gonna have a decent amount of space. Okay, I might glue the horses in place then. It does look pretty good. I just found another little seam. It's a bit rough. I don't know if once I primed him you wouldn't even notice, but I'm trying to be fancy with these boys. Because that's one of my MOs for this year, is to be fancy. And by that I just mean really go the extra mile on all my models. I'm trying to practice for when I want to start trying to do competitions. Alright, that's looking good. That seam is really nice now. Very pleased. Alright, he's good. He is good. Now, what I want to do next is I want to try assembling the guy and see if I can do it, and leave him off the horse. Because if I could, I'd love to be able to have it so that I do part of the painting in doing this, like this way, and then the other part with the guy separately. So let's see if we can do that, and then we'll come back and we'll just assemble a shit ton of horses. But I want to get this one test dude at least wrapped up before anything else. So, with that in mind... Oh my god, I have to make the dramatic decision of which helmet do I do. Okay, I've already done one with this helm. So we're gonna skip that one for now. I might just do my big horn guy because I like it. I might just do the horn guy because I really although I do really like this guy with like the winged lion and then the eagle with the... Man, there's so many. I can use all of them, Angela. Just pick one and you can use the other ones next time. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna go with the eagle guy, actually. I like his little flag. I like his dumb little flag that he's got on his helmet, which must be very heavy to deal with, to hold up your head with.
You might want.
Oh yes!
I'm opening this window because it is blue fury in here.
Oh, sorry. I've just to let you know, this one that's basically dead and has discoloration, I've gone ahead and started to make sprue glue with it.
Oh.
Because I
don't know what sprue glue is.
Oh, you know, have you
seen that you put sprues in the glue?
Yes.
That is explained.
Okay, so what this does is
it eats the
plastic, but if you put enough sprue in there, it'll literally make a goo, and it's really good for filling gaps.
Oh.
I just did it on the neck of the horse, because you can see I made a little bit of sprue glue there. I did it to fill the gap in the horse's neck. You see where it's sort of shiny?
Yes.
Right there?
Yeah.
So that was a kind of ugly gap, and I couldn't get it because of the older molds to go to as flush as I wanted. So I just figured, because this one I know is low and discolored already, I'm just going to sacrifice it to make sprue glue. I have actually 2 pretty much fresh bottles.
Okay.
Which is why I was comfortable doing that. Also, everybody, look at my second print of
Use the macro.
I don't know why I wasn't using the macro. Look at my second print out of my 3D printer. Now, my first one failed. This is the one area where we had a little bit of trouble. This was from where I hammered the fuck out of it to get it off the plate, because I think we may have not over baked. I think we hardened a couple too many layers. We did like 5. That like for like our base instead of just the normal 2, which it normally recommends, because we were concerned the first print failed and it had fallen off the top of the plate. So we wanted to really make sure that it was sticking on this end. And so we really kind of, I think, stuck it on there pretty hard. However, it turned out great. Other than that one like area where we messed it up, I actually think the print itself turned out super well. I am so happy. And I can't wait to print so many things. I am sure at some point on the community site on YouTube for the channel, I will probably propose a question of like, okay, who are the people you trust most for quality STLs to be able to print on the resin printer? I am predominantly, just throwing this out there right now, I am actually predominantly interested in printing busts right now, as well as bits. While I am interested in printing like some full-on like miniatures for say like D&D or even Warhammer, or for example, I am not explicitly looking to print like full armies right now. I'm more looking for like smaller collections. Like anime figures are also something that I'm willing to print, like anime miniatures, because I know they don't normally make those like just in normal everyday production officially, but I know people have made like STLs of the Going Merry, for example, from One Piece. And so I just can't wait to print stuff like that. Also, terrain. Terrain is the other thing that I think I'd be very interested in printing early on. Not as much interested in printing like full armies though. Like I'm not looking to like replace my NIDs with a different NID variant, for example. But add-ons for like adding things to miniatures to make them spruce them up and all that would be cool. Colts 3D. All right, I'll take a look at them. It is a random cultist in the background. It absolutely was. All right, let's keep building this guy. Don't want to dilly-dally too much. Dilly-dally, shilly-shally. Oh, also, the other thing that would be really cool to be able to print, accessories for scale models. Either things to make them more accurate, things to add to, like, a lot of Tamiya kits, for example, don't necessarily always come with the add-on accessories that may be on the tanks as they're being driven around that the, you know, men would have applied to them, for example. Like, in fact, there's a company that makes some, and I'm sure there's people that make STLs of similar stuff, but for example, this is some stowage specifically for my Sherman, which is a resin 3D print. It's just a prepackaged one that I bought. But this kind of stuff I'm interested in also printing. Also, other fantasy scale model type things that maybe don't have never gotten like properly licensed would be really cool. Like other sci-fi ships or that kind of thing. Obviously, can't be too large of scale because I do have a limit on the print bed with my Saturn 3S Ultra, but I'm really excited to do some of that stuff. Ooh. I am getting a phone call. Oh, I'm getting a phone call from FedEx. Give me one moment, gentlemen. I will be right back. Hello. Hello, everybody. I am so sorry for the slight delay there. I got a random call for a package delivery that I have no idea what it's going to be, but that's exciting, and I don't know when it's going to be here, but it should be here sometime, I guess, in the next couple of days. Who knows? I'm excited. Let's finish building this knight, shall we? We need 2 legs, a torso, and an arm. Alright, well, let's just go ahead and start with these legs here. They look, to me, like they're roughly identical. So we're just going to go with it. We're also going to clip off some of these extra bits of sprue for our glue. It rhymes, sort of. Alright, Daz 3D is another one to check out. Excellent. Get in there. Get in there. Oop. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. And get in there. Alright. Oh yeah, that stuff is melting up nice and beautifully. We'll have some nice sprue goo in a bit. Alright, let's get our actual proper glue out though, because we want to... So this is really the main thing that I need to figure out is... Oh boy, that's not a... It's an interesting fit. That doesn't want to go in flush at all. Is that intentional? No, I think it's definitely supposed to... Okay, it just needs a lot of squeezing. A lot of squeezing. Alright, let's see. I think we will indeed be able to assemble them separately. So that will be good. And as a matter of fact, the Prophet Last Lies, I have indeed checked out. My Fansly and my Only Fanatics page, and I think they're quite enjoyable, no matter which one you go to. So feel free to enjoy, if you're into that kind of thing. You can find a link in the link tree down in the video description. As per usual! Alright, that's looking pretty fucking fantastic, if I do say so myself. Pat myself on the back. I'll do it later, I'm busy. Scraping some mold lines. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Scrape that booty. Sorry, I am in a mood, obviously. I have no idea what this package is that's coming. I am very intrigued. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what it's gonna be, and now I'm like... Ooh. It's labeled as hobby supply, so that's optimistic, but I don't know from whom, or where, or why. So, who knows? Who knows? It'll be a surprise, and I'll probably share it with you guys later, once I actually figure it out. Alright, that's looking pretty good. I feel like that's clean enough. Once I get rid of that little weird bit of black there. He's got some nice lines on his feet. Let's get rid of those. Also, this will give me something for his feet to stick to. I guess his feet don't actually stick to anything. Never mind. Just kidding. That was a lie. Yeah, this was actually from FedEx. Like, like, on the caller ID, it came up as FedEx. I actually think they left me a voicemail yesterday, and the only reason I didn't pick it up is because it didn't show me a caller ID, but this time around it did, and, like, it seemed pretty legit. So, and I was kind of actually hoping they would call me back so I could see whether or not it was real. Because normally the scam people, I've gotten those. I've gotten, like, text messages from scam people being like, we have an incomplete address for you. We're trying to send you something. And it's like, okay, yeah, I don't believe you. But this one, like, they're calling me, they're not texting me. And that felt more legitimate. So, and the only literal information that I gave them was a different P.O. box number. So it's fine. We'll find out when it gets delivered. That's the beauty of having one. Ivan, I'm so glad you're feeling better. Glad your recovery is going well. Being out and about with a cold is never fun. Or being, I think it was, you were having back problems actually though, weren't you? Having back trouble is even worse. Being out with that sucks, and I'm glad that you're feeling better. Alright. The only other place I really feel like I need to clean is sort of along the sword edge, because I got a nice little line there, and then this a little bit of sprue left over. God. Alright. So, I think we're gonna shove the legs together now. Oh no, Colin, I'm sorry that you have a cold. Oh, I hope you don't. I hope your office lets you take the day off and just recover from the cold. I feel like you would think people would be a lot more cautious about that modernly. Just to not spread things around as much, regardless of what it is, but you know. The grind always continues, doesn't it? It never ceases. Never stops. Alright, let's shove these two halves together. Beautiful. Perfect. Actually, I do think that's pretty decently aligned, actually. We'll have a little bit of cleanup to do, but it's not so bad. While that is drying, we're going to set it off a smidge to the side, and we'll grab our sprue back, because we need... Okay, we've already clipped our head out. We need to clip an arm, a shield... What shield do I want to give him? We're going to give him one of these. Okay, nice clean shield. Let's get a body. I like this one with the 3 shields on the front. I mean, I like all of them, but that's the one we're going to start with. And then, holy moly, we can give him a burb. Let's give him... Oh, there's a guy with a boar head! A boar on his head! Oh, I had missed him. Pitiful. Alright, where's the thing that I'm actually looking for? Angela, pay attention, please. I want one of these flaggies? Why did I call it that? I don't know. Ignore me. I'm dumb. Oh, Havman, thank you so much for the $2 donation. I appreciate that. You are delightful, sir. Hope work's been going well for you. That it hasn't been too rough. Okay, we got that. We got our which is where the shield is going to connect. Where is it actually going to connect? Is it on that portion of his arm? I'm going to guess so. But it could be that section too. No, I definitely think it's that. All right, we'll glue him and we'll see where it goes then. Let's get it cleaned up first. And then I think there's one little accessory that I need to attach afterwards, but we'll do that when we're finished. Oh, Ian, well, I hope that you have a good rest of your evening if you're heading out since the sun is setting where you are. I'm so sorry that it's so dark for you. Thankfully, it's mid-afternoon for me. And after this, I'm going to continue working on this coming week's tutorial. Got something new lined up. I'm excited for it. I've got about like halfway done, and I'm pretty happy with the progress that I've made, so that's cool. Probably be sharing that with patrons and YouTube members probably tonight, actually. I'll try to remember to grab some pictures before I continue progress. It's the one thing I'd sometimes forget to do. Whoops. Alright, cleaning up some of these little harsh mold lines running down the arm. You know, for as much as they are more obvious, I would say with some of these older sculpts from like 2003, I feel like they're also easier to get rid of. I feel like this is a weird complaint to have. And I don't even know if it's really a complaint. It's more just an observation I feel like I've had when it comes to modern sculpts versus older sculpts. The modern sculpts do such a good job sometimes with hiding their seam lines or minimizing them that you miss them unless you've primed. And which is annoying because then you've primed it and you're like, oh, fuck, I need to get rid of that now. And then you gotta go over and hand prime. So I feel like that's a little bit of a detriment, whereas in this one, I'm like, no, I can definitely see, like, as long as I'm paying attention, I can clearly see where the things that I need to get rid of are. And it just... I guess it's more time-consuming a little bit, but I also feel like you get a little bit of a cleaner look sometimes if you are anal about removing your mold lines. Like, if you're one of those people that just doesn't care, which I sometimes don't on more modern sculpts, because they are so fine, that it's not as bad. Ooh, Ivan, that sounds cool. I'm sorry to hear that. It always sucks when district managers come by to do things. I feel like it completely just disrupts everybody's flow. Alright. Let's see if we need to clean up. I don't think we need to clean up the goo on the inside. However, we are going to sand things on the bottom a little bit. Give a little bit of the mold line around his crotch. Because, you know, what a great place to do that. Games Workshop, thanks. This is where his butt sits into the saddle, so we'll make sure that that's decently smooth. Alright, let's do a little test fit while he's dry. Okay, we're looking good. I'm not feeling like I'm too loose or too gappy. So, I'm gonna go ahead and glue him in place. Glue him in place. Nice. I don't know if I've seen the Phoenix for Kings of War. Is it a pretty big model? I've not seen it. And if you have shown me, like, on Instagram or anything, I apologize. I don't remember... I don't feel like I remember looking at a Phoenix recently. But I also get shown a lot of things, so I do apologize if I've seen it and not. I like salad. I do. I also have a Fansly, if that is more your thing. You can visit both. Alright. Oh, we're definitely off. I see. You are not fully positioned right. That's the problem. Is that better? That looks better. Okay, let's add a bit more glue to gently fill in some of these gaps if I can, and if not, we'll pull our sprue glue out and we'll do it that way. Alright, that looks good. I am going to... Just gonna hold it in place. Alright, we will need a bit of the goo. He doesn't sit fully into the... like, I feel like his hips with his legs spread like that are just too wide. Ivan, have a good rest of your night. Ooh, you're working on train layout. That sounds fun. Well, I hope you enjoy that. I apologize if you guys can hear the small child outside my window that is crying. Which is impressive if you can, because I am not on the first floor. Alright, yeah, we do definitely need a bit of the goo. How is our... It's actually doing its job. It's definitely not, like, ready to deal with or to scoop out from out there, but it is doing its job. It's melting those sprues. Let's get... Throw that in a little bit. I'm gonna say throw it onto the ground. I've had enough of you, knight. Die, die, die. Is that from Overwatch? Is that where that comes from? It's like Reaper's thing from back in the day. Because I'm old. Old, I say. You can find a link to it in the link tree in all of my video descriptions. I believe there's also a link to the link tree on my YouTube About page. You can also go to my Instagram and click on it in there. And it's on my profile. There's lots of easy ways to find it. You can also find it... Well, I don't know how easy this one will be, because I don't know how good modernly their search engine is, but you can also just go to the page and type in Hobby After Dark, and you'll find it, or Hobby After Dark VIP, depending on which one you want. I recommend VIP. It's a bit spicier, but both are great to join, and thankfully one of them is in fact free to join, so you don't even have to worry about things like that. Alright, there, that goo filled in nicely. Let's get it over here. There we go. Alright, there we go. You're welcome. It is my pleasure. Alright. He's looking good. I don't see him on his knee. Definitely be visible because that's going to end up being metallic. And it'll look weird, so let's get rid of it. Yeah. Alright. Next up, his arm. His arm holding a flag. A banner. To show how cool he is. Because he's a knight. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my god, I just realized, because this, if I actually do theme everybody off of pro wrestlers, because this is an eagle, I can make this either Kurt Angle or Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, because he has that fucking bird or like winged tattoo on his neck. I think I'm gonna make him Cody. I think I'm gonna make it Cody. Because then I can just do the eagle, like I can do his tattoo as the icon. That'd be really funny. Alright. That looks good. Let's check his arm and see if there's any mold lines there. I knew it. I knew there was going to be a mold line on the fucking pole. Of course there is. They always put a mold line on the goddamn poles. Doesn't matter if it's a sword, if it's the pole of a pole arm, the pole of a flag. I'm excited because I think by the time that I end this, which will be shortly after this guy's built, print will be done. I think it'll be ready. Kirk Angle, as Jericho used to call him, is true. Oh, I could do one as Jericho. That'd be fun. Could make him really glitzy, like diamonds, so I could make it look like Jericho's, like, his flashing jacket from when he was the Ayatollah, or not the Ayatollah, Rockamole. Oh my god, break the walls down. Y2J. There we go. Y2J. I think the Jericho Cruise is happening right now. Or it was, like, at least over Rumble weekend, because I think I saw that they were watching the Rumble on the Jericho Cruise, which was great. I believe they all freaked out when Cody entered. God, what a disappointing men's Rumble. Not that I'm disappointed that Cody won specifically, although, like, I don't really care. He won last year, so whatever. I don't care that he repeated it and now is in the same grouping as, like, Hogan and all of them who have won it consecutively 2 years in a row. Like, I guess that's cool and all, but whatever. However, that being said, I think it's really funny that CM Punk is already injured and out. Like, oh my god. Can the man just not? He keeps doing this. He just keeps getting injured. Like, I don't even understand how... I don't understand how he's this injury prone. He's not even, like, that small of a dude. He's not going up against that big of dudes. And, like... he just apparently is brittle. And I'm over it. Alright, that looks good. I'm almost happy with that. Let's do a little bit more cleanup. And then we've got some slightly harsh mold lines on the knuckles. Not gonna get rid of them too much because I don't want to fuck up the fingers, but I do want to see if I can soften it at least a little bit. It does, like... I feel really bad because I made a joke to my partner. I was like, I bet he's gonna end up, like, getting hurt in his first match, like very early into him being back in WWE. Like, I made that joke just because of what happened in AEW, what happened in UFC with him getting injured, and the fact that he, like, left WWE previously injured. So, I didn't expect it to be in the first fucking match, though. Like, it's so upsetting for it to actually have occurred, because it was meant to be a, like, haha, wouldn't that just be ironic? And, oh my god, he went and just was like, you know what, that sounds like a great thing to do. Let's just break ourselves again. CM Punk, stop doing that. Just stop. Just stop. I mostly just, at this point, too, feel bad for, like, his hardcore fans who keep, like, getting excited about him going to these various places and then just being horribly let down because he doesn't actually get to do anything in them. I'm also disappointed with the fact that they completely ended the men's rumble in a way that I just disagree. Like, I didn't want Cody or Punk to win the men's rumble. I had wanted Gunther to win so that he could just use it as his excuse to go after Seth. I mean, I think he's still going after Seth, so it doesn't really matter. But I would have been very content if neither Cody nor Punk had won it and they had actually been fighting at WrestleMania. And now that definitely can't happen because CM Punk is injured. So there goes all of the ideas that I had for Mania. Or had hoped for and wanted. Oh yeah, that is doing some nice work. Look at all that goo. It's forming. Or melting. It's gonna be great. Okay. Let's glue his arm on. A little bit over the edge so we get a good seam. Glue. Glue, 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 glue. Glue, 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 glue. Alright, there we go. I should have probably done a dry fit, but that's fine. That looks good to me. Let's hope it looks good on the other side. Almost. Alright, that looks good on this side now. And it's a little far back on the back. Alright, that seems great. That is great. Excellent job, everybody. We did it! Partially. Let's put these in our goo. That is very true. I mean, it's not uncommon for wrestlers to just have things constantly break on them, but I do feel like there's a point where they, like, leave permanently and just maybe do some in-ring promotional stuff, but that's pretty much all they're left to. And I feel like that's where we're at with CM Punk. I think he just needs to do some talky things and I guess move on. Because I'm not convinced the poor man can even perform anymore in the ring. He just seems to get hurt too often. Even when he's apparently not being, like, reckless. Because I know one of his injuries when he was in AEW was because he jumped into the crowd like a fool. And fucked his leg up then. It's just... Again, I just feel bad for his fans. Who keep hoping to see him do something and then he just keeps not doing anything. He's had all these false starts back into the industry. And either his toxic behavior or his just broken body, which I do sit there and I'm like, how did this happen? Because it's not even like you're harsh on your body because you're not, you don't use drugs, you're not drinking alcohol, you're not, like, you're straight edge. So, like, do you not stretch? Maybe you should stretch. But that's not true, because I know he stretches. They showed him stretching, actually at the Rumble, prior to, like, him even going out there for the men's Rumble. So, like, he clearly does stretch. Maybe he needs to stretch differently. Who knows? I don't. I'm not a medical professional. Or a physical therapist. But I just feel like there's something going on there. This is going to be the cleanest night I've ever built. It's going to look amazing. Maybe that's what he needs. Maybe CM Punk needs some DDP yoga. You're right. DDP has, like, absolutely could maybe help the man out. Good lord. All the fibers off. Alright, our arm looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and put his head on. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of glue on the back in case it touches anything. And put a little bit of glue on the neck, of course, because that definitely touches some stuff. Oh, he's majestic. Look at his giant bird helm. So good. His head is like the same size as his torso. It's great. The thing is, though, is, like, he always has major injuries, though. He never, like... It's just silly. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, they push themselves way longer than I feel like they should, considering the physical, like, strain a lot of those men and women put themselves through when it comes to pro wrestling. And yeah, CM Punk's definitely up there. So like, I definitely feel I guess this is why for me, if he had never returned, I think I would have been fine. I would have been like, cool, he's too old. He wants to keep his body healthy. He had an injury in UFC that prevented him from really being able to do anything with that. Maybe he just is like, you know what? Clearly this isn't for me anymore. Let me go write comic books and do all that other shit. And nope, no, he had to come back and continuously just accidentally injure himself. Whoops. I mean, look at Kurt Angle. He wrestled, like, he was in the Olympics with a broken freaking neck. Like, I get it. But I guess, like, that was then. This is now. We should be safer about it, and he should just go retire. Just go retire. Okay, I'm gonna leave the shield off. I think that's a valid thing to do so that I can paint his arm and armor a bit better. So he, other than needing, I think, an accessory on this arm, which appears to be like a shield with, one of these. Okay. All right, let's give him a little shield for his arm. Like a smaller one, not the big honker. It's actually meant to protect him. This is just a decorative little thing. Do they all have fleur-de-lis on them, or did I just happen to... I just have, of course, picked the one with the fleur-de-lis. You know what? It's fine. No, this is the Coaster. He needs a blank one so that we can have... Oh, he needs actually... No, he's just gonna get a blank one. Alright. I'll hold on to that other one. We'll use it on somebody else. Is there a pro wrestler that's used a fleur-de-lis as part of their gimmick? Someone super, like, French or something? I hate when Games Workshop does an instruction of like, do this and put it here, and then they don't give me like a turnaround that shows me the damn thing with it in that position. Okay, hold on, I need to find my phone and we need to look this up, and then this will be the last thing that I do because I've been going for about 2 hours and almost 30 minutes. All right, I need a picture of Bretonnian. Are these Knights of the Realm? Knights of the Realm! Okay, if everybody could please stop showing me just the one... I understand that is the more exciting shield arm side, but could I please see the other trucking side of these knights? No, apparently no. This... Aha! Oh. Thank you. Thank you, person, whoever you are. Okay, they do appear to just go on the shoulder. So... do you think it'd be better to have it on... There's two sections where I feel like I could glue it. I could either glue it to... Let me focus so you guys can actually see. So I feel like I could either glue it to this upper section or this lower section. I feel like it's meant to go on the lower section. Whoop, holy moly, I'm throwing it. Because to me, that positioning looks better than if it were really, really high up on his shoulder. I feel like it would be hitting him, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe, is it supposed to be pauldron-like? Oh, yeah, maybe a French-Canadian or, that could work. Has Natty ever used fleur-de-lis? I don't know if she's... I know she's Canadian, but I don't know if she's French-Canadian. I don't know if the hearts are... I thought they were just Canadian. I don't know if they're... I don't know what their, like, specific origin is. Lower looks better to you? Okay, that was kind of what I was feeling, too. It also feels like it's... I'm gonna do it lower. I think it's just positioned to do that. They feel kind of high on the picture that I'm looking at. Let me look if I can see any other reference. I don't know. I think it does go on the lower according to the instructions. It does like kind of indicate it's looking like it's on the first little segment, not the uppermost segment. So we're gonna do that. Okay, yep. That's in place. And now we have our 3 pieces for our knights. Or for this one knight. We have him, of course. His horse, of course. And then we have his other shield, which is going to go on this arm later. But I want to do some hand painting on that. I mean, I'm going to hand paint all of it, but I want to do some freehand is what I mean on that later on. So we're going to leave that unattached. He sits beautifully upright, which is great. I do enjoy that. He looks regal AF. And I can still take the horse out because I have not glued that in, so that if I need to for the base work, it's not as big of a deal. Alright, I'm feeling happy about that. I'm confident to move forward with the next ones, which I will probably be doing off camera, and I'll be working on this. So I'll be working on this in between doing a couple of other things. In February, I have a couple of sponsored streams planned for just a little promo thing that I'm doing with Only Games. They sent me one of their little crates that comes with a bunch of miniatures that you can paint up, which I thought was pretty neat. So I'm going to be doing that for a little bit. And I have a video coming out about that, as well as a couple of streams planned for at least one. But when I'm after that's done, which will probably be next week's, I will be coming back to this. I definitely will be back on these this Friday. Yeah, those streams will be starting next week. So this Friday and this Saturday will likely be working some more on the Bretonnians. I'm going to try to get a few more of the nights done in between that, but it'll probably only be the first grouping of 6 of them, because I think there's 12 in total. So we'll probably be working some more on these guys later this week, like I said. I hope you are looking forward to it. By then, I definitely think I'll have some good sprue glue going. It is really starting to look proper goopy. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. I'm going to go check on my 3D print now, see if maybe that's done, because I suspect it should be very soon, if it's not already. So I'm going to go check that out. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. For those of you who might be in chat who helped donate towards me getting the 3D printer, don't worry, rewards will start coming out for that soon. I'm just like doing some testing, getting some stuff ready, but there will be a thank you video shortly. I'm just letting the campaign go for a little bit longer before I close it out and start sending out all the rewards for that. So thank you to anybody that maybe helped me get that, who might be in chat currently, and if not, I'll send out the proper thank yous to the people who need it in a little bit, probably not like today or anything, but like soonish. Anyways, I've rambled. You guys are great. Thank you for sticking around and hanging out with me while I build a single miniature in 2.5 hours. Listen, I had to feed the cats, and we had to discuss things, and we did a little bit of an unboxing first, so I mean, there is that as well. But yes, I definitely enjoyed this, and I will see you guys on Friday. Until then, have a good rest of your day and an even better hobby night. See you around, boys. Bye! Is it finished?
It is at 98%.
It's at 98%! Alright, well see, this is perfect timing.
It's finishing off the horns.
Oh, excellent. So this is the perfect time to go ahead and end things, because I gotta go deal with my next print almost being ready. So I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye!
Bye, guys.